How we doing? Bueno nachos. Hopefully it's not too loud. Today we're gonna do a little fab. I've been working on a little project for a while now. I haven't finished for the skid steer. And hopefully we can kind of finish her up today. I think I got all the parts. So yeah. A few months ago I built basically like a rake for pushing brush and crap when I knock trees down. Just a little custom jobber I built, thought about. Hopefully it works good, we'll see. But I'll give you a little taste.
Say hi, Jeffy. So in these slots, my buddy gave me a bunch of rebar.
So I'm gonna end up cutting probably 12, 14 inches long worth of rebar and slide them in them slots, and then I'll just pin them all. You know, I'll drill holes through everything and pin it. You'll see the final product. But the plan, it's too loud out there. The plan would be to utilize the stuff I got. Mostly everything I build at home is scrap pieces I've accumulated throughout the years of my illustrious construction career. So some things aren't always perfect, but I'm not running to the store or running down the road to grab $100 worth of steel for 4 inches worth of stuff, you know. It's not always perfect, but it always works out. I always overkill everything. I build everything to last a lifetime. So I'm assuming the next generation and those after that will probably end up with this attachment. So hopefully it works good. It should work good. But yeah, we'll fill you in on the rest as I go here. Let's start working on some stuff. A little shout out to Hypotherm plasma cutters. Just got a brand new one on the service truck. There's like 10 of us that run the Hypotherm Power Max 45. Pretty good. We've done, I think I've done 3/4 inch with that stuff before, but you're going real slow. Otherwise, 1/2 inch is doable. It's really probably rated for, I'd say no bigger than 3/8. 1/4 inch is pretty optimal though. You know, it just depends. Anything over 3/8 to 1/2, we're running a torch usually. But yeah, the Hypotherm, well worth the money. If you're looking for a plasma cutter, the Hypotherm line of plasma cutters is by far the most superior plasma cutters I've ever used in my life. You're welcome, I love you, carry on. All freaking right. All right. We got her. We got the pins. We got the holes drilled. We got the pins. Just $40 worth of friggin' pins. Jesus, I'm glad all our money's going to Ukraine. Hey, you know what? If I would have got these pins at the Dollar General in town, oh yeah, I probably would have saved about 25 cents. Good worker. Well, good thing I didn't go there. Because I'm rich. You know, I'm just so rich. I can afford the premium stuff. I'm just rich, you know. That's all there is to it. So stupid. Look at that. Put the pin in the hole. Ooh, a little tight. Oh, what did it cool off? The frick? Oh, these aren't 5/16s. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it puts the pin in the hole. Where it gets the hose again. Uh-oh. Littering and smoking the reefer. Put the pin in its hole. Yeah, so folks, we got her done. We finally got her done after like 3 months of procrastinating. Uh-oh. I'll show you this, my little fancy contraption. So yeah, the whole plan was to have that upper tube on top of you like a door or a storage compartment for extra tines, because I'm guaranteeing I'm going to bend one in a hurry. Welds and bolts. Unscrew the Doomafricky. And then voila! Put some weather seal on it. No sweat, huh? Pretty smart. You know, I'm no Albert Einstein, but I'm kind of a big deal around here. It's not a big deal. No big deal. I guess I could run through the gear quick if you got questions. Newer welder. It's probably, I think it's a 22 model. This is a 325 EFI Trailblazer, Miller Trailblazer. It's an engine drive welder, generator, battery jump. I don't have the battery jumper. This has the Excel power. So the Excel power, you can run power tools at like idle speed, where like previous most conventional engine drive welders, the engine ramps up when you hit the trigger on any power tool. Awesome feature, a lot of extra money for it, but awesome. Again, the Hypotherm Power Max 45 with the new Duramax lock torch. I hate these torches. I don't know why they went to this. They must have had a bunch of lawsuits or something. I don't know how you blow a hole in your hand. I guess that's what you get for being stupid. I'm not sure. Duramax handle, Duramax torch, no good. All the consumables are different, so now you're having to buy more consumables for guys that have been running the regular 45 torches forever. Why? Because these torches last forever. I hear somebody. Knock, knock. Okay, welding rods. Let's go through those. We do a lot. Again, it's not, I think I've had it in the previous video before. It's not uncommon for me, myself, for the last, 8 years now, to burn 250 to 350 pounds of rod a year. Like, no joke. We burn a lot of rod. We burn all the way from, I run 332 to 532 is our biggest. Well, I also run 316 70/24 rarely on like tower pads maybe. Otherwise I run 60/11 and 60/10, mainly 60/10, 332 to 532. So 332, 1/8 inch, 532. The bulk of our welding is 1/8 inch, so that'd be 60/10, 5P plus, 1/8 inch. Lots. Next we run 70/18 from 332 up to 532. Most of the stuff we do is 1/8 inch as well for 70/18. I try to run Excalibur. Lincoln Excalibur rod is
just awesome. Lincoln's been around a while. They know what they're doing. Whoever makes their rod. I think maybe Hobart makes their rod even, or vice versa. Then I got some 7024. I'll show you some of this stuff if you've never seen it. It's pretty big. So give you some insight here. This is standard rod. This is 6010 5P plus 1/8 inch. This is 7024 3/16. Again, 724 is just a flat rod. The actual flux inside here, the outside actually has like steel and metal built into it, so it helps with the molding process. 7024 is just like usually a flat rod. For, like I said, we usually use it for like, we'll use it for like black tower pads. A lot of stuff we weld is galvanized, so we'll probably burn a few passes with 6010, and then we'll run 7020 or 7018, because you can burn 7018 a little dirtier than some people think. You know, 7024s, you got to be clean about it, but it's also, you can get away with a little dirt. Don't have to be perfect. Where'd this one go? Welding hood. I've had all sorts of welding hoods. I got a pancake here I use for sunny days. This is a CMR. Love it. It does work awesome for stuff. A little annoying sometimes when I want to run sunglasses, you know, you can't have them on. And then when you take them off, your eyes got to readjust. It's kind of a pain. This is a Honeywell, or Fiber Metals. I went from a Lincoln, what the heck is their Viking series? After a couple years to this, I'll never go back to a regular, you know, like the Digital Elites or the Vikings. I'll never go to one of them Miller or Lincolns again. These are where it's at. I run a shade 11 most of the time. I do have a shade 12 for MIG welding. It is brighter. Or I'll run a shade 12 for flux core. I've done some flux core. My buddy's got a suitcase welder that's set up for that. Yeah, cut the bottom off, added a little doodad. I'd like to get a top for it. Maybe I'll get something special in the future. I don't know. Works awesome. It's cheap. Lenses are expensive. I run a shingles, Arc 1 singles, shade 11 and shade 12. That's that. All my welding lead is hanging on a tower right now. I carry about 250 feet worth of welding lead. Again, that's hanging up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now on a tower. Otherwise, I always have a spare whip. You always have, you know, I wish this was a little longer. A 30 footer would be better. This is probably like maybe 20 feet. Other than that, Haney reel, thanks to Sam out in Ohio. We did a job. He gave me this thing. I think I hooked him up with a bottle of adult beverage. Guy gave me a Haney reel. This is actually set up. It's got contactors in it. It's set up for extension cord. I just looped it through, took that off, converted it for winding up my welding leads. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What else? Not much. You want to know what the best grounding in the business is? Right here. Get yourself a real grounding clamp. Not all that garbage they sell. Get a vice grip, stab a hole through it, put some lock nuts on it. Best ever. Best, best, best. Take my word for it and do it. You're welcome. We run LC40 connectors. They're a little big. I think my ground is 1/0. I always run a heavier ground wire, especially for, you never know what you're gonna get into. Otherwise, I think my welding lead is both. It's like one gauge, it's 1 wire and 1/0. If that makes sense, or maybe it's like 0 gauge or something. I can't remember how they all work. We don't push much. We don't push much over 200 amps. You know, we're running. I'll even run 7018 532 at like 170, 160. No need to push it any farther. If we're air arcing stuff, we'll crank these welders up. You know, a lot of power and a lot of air. Otherwise, we don't really need big welding lead for that. Anybody that's running like 1/0 or bigger welding cable or welding lead for like 200 amps and lesser and lower it's heavy. Well, for us, we have to drag it up hundreds of feet to work in the air. It friggin' sucks. Not needed anyway. Extra money, especially if you're always gonna rip. Every year you're gonna have holes and rips and tear your welding leads, and that's more patches. It's more crap. Stick with the reasonable welding lead. Look up. You can find out the info on the internet. What else? I think that's really it for this compartment. I won't run you through the truck, but all right. Kind of weird ending to the last one. I just stopped it. Oh, the sun, the weather, the dirt. Maybe a little bandana sunburn. How about that? Anyway, might be off for a few weeks here. I got to send this GoPro in. I've got a Hero 11 that's acting up. Anybody ever had issues with, well, any GoPro, but the Hero 11 explicitly. This thing will record. It could be a short film now, or it could be a long video, you know, 10 minutes or an hour long, 2 hours long, whatever. And it'll like, you'll hit the record button to stop recording, and it'll like freeze the screen. The camera will still work, but nothing will happen. You can't shut it down. You can't power it down. So then you gotta open it up and then unplug the battery. Otherwise the camera gets like super hot. If I would have clocked this thing, it probably could have been like 80 or 90 degrees. Like, I'm not kidding you. I grabbed it and I had to set it down. It was like getting crazy hot. Like it was gonna friggin' spontaneously combust. But try to get one more video out. Not that anybody really cares, but you know, maybe I care, maybe you care, maybe we do care, maybe it is a collective, huh? Maybe we all do want to be in this sexy melting pot of life here on YouTube. Who knows? Anyway.